There's so much information out there. There's so much bad information and sensationalized information that we have to help teach people how to handle that. We're not really doing a very good job of that.
As more and more people choose social media over legacy news outlets, there is a growing threat to journalistic integrity. Ed Swindler is a media advisor and former adjunct professor of commerce at the University of Virginia. He has worked in network television for about 40 years and believes social media should not be a substitute for traditional news sources.
There's one element of social media that, if you will, is defective when it comes to journalism. There's no editor. The editorial function is the most underappreciated thing in a professional journalism organization, because the editor looks fact checks, the editor goes for context, the editor goes for better explanation, the editor separates out opinion from news. Without that editorial function, you don't have a reliable news organization.
Social media, however, lacks centralized fact-checking and drives polarization. It funnels people into echo chambers where they are only exposed to content they agree with, regardless of how truthful it is. Without moderation, social media is often an unreliable information source.
People who use news influencers are getting news from strangers, the vast majority of which have no journalism training, no editor to review the facts and context, and more than half identify themselves as partisan. And that seems like a fraught place to get news if you don't have a core news operation that you're getting news from on top of that.
Social media platforms act as aggregators, which compile content from a variety of sources into one consolidated and curated feed. Successful social media content is attention-grabbing, share-worthy, and often sensationalized, making it prone to misinformation. But users enjoy how quick, entertaining, and engaging it is.
It's a lot harder to fund local journalism when the digital aggregators, the YouTubes and the Metas in particular, are shifting most of the advertising to themselves. Journalism is a really expensive pastime, and without good funding, so many newspapers have gone bankrupt, and even local radio has stopped doing most news that they used to do, and local television is spending a lot less on it than it used to. So it's a difficult proposition.
As more and more people turn to social media as their primary news source, rather than traditional newspapers and broadcasts, journalistic integrity is in jeopardy.
The one super simple thing a student can do is to pick one core responsible news organization to get the basic facts. If you want to use social media on top of that, great, but at least you then have a reliable news input for your, what I would call, good news hygiene.
While technology is often seen as a threat to traditional journalism, it also has the potential to improve it. Artificial intelligence is already being used as a tool in legacy newsrooms, such as the New York Times, the Washington Post, and the Wall Street Journal, to write headlines, summarize articles, and analyze data. What would you say will have the biggest impact on the future of journalism?
I think that artificial intelligence can enhance data-driven journalism, which is now becoming a thing, and help support factual reporting as opposed to opinion and disinformation and misinformation and other things that don't contribute to a good news environment.
In the age of social media, AI, and threats to trustworthy journalism, maintaining a healthy media diet is the key to being a properly informed citizen. There's a growing lack of trust in news media. How bad is this, and what would you say caused it?
Well, I think we've seen the threat. The threat is that trust in media goes down to 30%. It's ranked 40th out of 48 countries in the world. By the way, if you look at other open democracies, you look at Germany, you look at the UK, you look at France, you even look at Canada and Korea, all have high free speech levels, all have highly polarized governments, all have pretty low trust levels, lower than average. And so there is no real solution for it unless people consume information that may disagree with their point of view. I think today there should be a mandatory class that helps people understand why it's important to have good news. You can consume opinion. Opinion is actually very helpful, but you have to put it in context and wrap it around the facts. And I think UVA could have mandatory courses in that. And I also think UVA could have courses for a broader range of students that help them actually produce video and storytelling. You don't have to be a journalist to get a lot out of that. Corporations everywhere need people who can tell stories with video, right? That's just kind of the society we're in right now. So UVA could do a lot to do that, but I think you need to be proactive and make those mandatory.
So is real news extinct? No. There is still plenty of good journalism out there, but it's our responsibility to find it, consume it, and protect it. I'm Cameron Mottley, WUVA.